Hello! And welcome back or welcome to Books and Crannies,
a book lovers podcast.
I hope that scared the crap out of you. I'm Danielle.
Happy Halloween. I'm Sarah.
Happy Halloween, guys. It's Happy Halloween week. What? Halloween week.
It's happy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and we told you that a fancy Halloween special was on the way.
Yeah.
And this is that.
So buckle for good.
So it's different. You don't know what's going to happen this episode, and I'm not going to tell you.
No.
You don't get to know.
It's a surprise.
Till it happens.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
How you doing, Sarah?
I'm freaking good. How are you?
I am good. I'm kind of annoyed. Only because we started recording this only to find that the mics were not recording.
Yeah, and we were like 30 minutes in.
We sure were. So round 2, friends. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep it up. This is still fun.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It is.
Yeah. Well, we went to the zoo today.
Yeah, we did. We saw all sorts of animals. They had fun Halloween decorations
They
up.
did. There was a ton of punkies.
Giant spiders.
Yeah. They do Boo at the Zoo. So there was just deco everywhere.
Yeah.
There was a mermaid that my daughter was afraid of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was fun, but I'm pooped.
I am too. I'm tired.
So we're really
The weather was perfect today, though.
It was. It was a good, like, 65 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
We were vibing.
It got real hot towards the end, but
Yeah, fair. We were, like, trucking to get out of there
Yeah.
at that point. My daughter was losing her mind.
yeah.
But
She had to have ice cream.
She
so
did, and it was delicious.
It was.
And she lost her mind over elephants, so
Yeah.
made my day. Just constantly at the elephants.
Yep.
Oh, that tickled.
Yeah.
I think my lips are chapped. I got a little bit of sunburn on the lips.
Yeah.
You know
Same.
what I'm saying? A lip burn.
It's the worst.
We're too pasty.
Yeah.
But how are you guys? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And to kick us off, Sarah, I have some questions for you.
All right. What's your first question, Danielle?
Sarah,
Yeah.
what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn of all time?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I can't pick.
Well, you got to.
I don't know.
Or at least tell me some.
Well, one year my mom, when I was little, put a trash bag on me.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that have the little pumpkin face on them?
Yeah. The
Like,
fall
for
leaf
leaves?
collector.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Put that on me and like stuffed it full of stuff, so I was a big round pumpkin. I
That's
couldn't
good.
like put my arms down. There's a picture of me like
I love that.
That's probably my favorite.
It's probably cute. I can see it in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
That's cute.
One year I dressed up like a mushroom.
That is also adorable.
Yeah.
Crazy hair.
Crazy hair, mushroom hair, spray painted to, look like a mushroom.
That's cute. Was
Yeah.
the rest of your body also a mushroom, or did you just have mushroom hair?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least your hair was styling.
Yeah. One year I was a dead bride.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like in a wedding dress with blood all over me.
I love that.
So-
Like in Mean Girls,
No.
where Katie goes in that really wild costume.
Less vampire teeth, just dead.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I forgot she had vampy teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Favorite?
I think a favorite was my Pikachu costume
Oh.
because it was simple. I just wore like a footy onesie,
Yeah.
with feet,
Yeah.
and painted my face yellow and spray painted my hair yellow.
Perfect.
And in Colorado, when you go trick-or-treating, you have to have layers.
Yeah, you gotta plan your costume around your
Coat. Yeah. At
For
least
sure.
have something warm on.
Although in recent years it's been less so that
That's
way.
true. The older I get, the less of a problem that is. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this year goes. But I also was the baby from Addams Family when I was a baby.
Oh, nice. I love that.
Yeah, like greased my hair black and stuff. My parents did. But I've been a pirate. I've been a witch with a green face.
Wow.
My mom made me a Raggedy Ann costume one year.
Wow.
Like made
That's
an entire
cute.
wig out of yarn.
That's cute.
It was cute.
Aw.
Cute.
I honestly don't remember most of my Halloween costumes.
Yeah, me neither. I was probably cooler things, honestly.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Who knows?
What?
I very specifically remember one year my mom like put actual Elmer's glue in my hair to spike it up in like anime spikes, but I don't remember what I was. I have no idea. I just remember trying to wash the glue out of my hair. It took weeks.
I'm sure.
It was awful.
That's terrible.
Don't put Elmer's glue in your child's hair.
I had no
ever.
intention of doing that. I feel like there's a better way. Yeah.
It was also really stinky.
Ew.
Elmer's glue is like really gross smelling.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially after it gets dry and crusty.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross. Well, this year, my husband and I are being Gryffindor people.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the robes.
Yeah.
And ties.
Okay.
And wands.
Wow.
And my daughter's being Hedwig.
Wow.
And the costume is outrageously cute.
It is very cute.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the ears drive me insane.
What's the ears about? We had the most trouble finding a Hedwig costume.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found a snowy owl, I was like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
But it's got weird tall ears.
Mm-hmm.
And snowy owls don't have weird tall ears.
No, they have weird whole head.
Whole ears. Ear holes.
Yeah.
Come on. So.
Well, I might dress up like Dobby this year.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to come trick-or-treating with us.
Yeah.
So, get on theme.
So.
Come on. All right. Well, Sarah, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oof.
It's a hard choice.
There's a lot of good ones.
I know.
There's a lot of really bad ones.
Yes, but they're also good even if they're bad.
It's
because
true.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
I still get scared even by the bad ones.
that's
Well,
fair.
some of them.
Depends on how bad.
My favorite all time, though, because it actually scared the shit out of me and does every single time I watch it, is The Fourth Kind.
Yeah, dude. That's such a good one.
It's such a good movie. And I love that it has, like, real footage in it, too.
I know.
There's a mix of
Ugh,
real
I
life.
forgot.
And that's why it's so fucking
God,
creepy.
we should try to watch that after
We
this.
really should.
We should. We did watch a couple of scary movies last night, but they were both kind of flops.
Yeah.
We watched freaking...
I don't know. The Watchers was kind of good.
The Watchers
I
was
liked
kinda
it
good.
because of our fairy reading.
There's fae involved.
Yeah.
But real creepy fae.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got cheesy
It did.
come the end.
Yeah, the end was real poo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the end was really
it
bad.
was not good.
Like, what made that happen?
I don't know. What was that about? And then we watched Saint Maud,
Yeah.
which was more of a psych thriller than a horror movie.
Yeah, we were expecting it to be more, like, religious, paranormal. Spooky, and it was more psychological. Thriller than that.
Yeah.
It was still pretty good,
It was
though.
pretty good. I think I liked it better than the other one.
Yeah.
But
I think so, too.
not for the horror mover category.
No.
Jeez. I think one of my favorites is Amityville Horror.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. But I also love paranormal crap. So like Conjuring, Insidious.
Yeah, I like
Paranormal
anything
Activity.
in the Conjuring world.
Yeah.
So good.
They're pretty good. And I also am more freaked out by The Ring than any other movie for some reason.
Oh, I forget about that movie.
That
That
one
movie's
freaked me
creepy.
the crap out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it really stuck with me, as did The Grudge, but The Ring especially. Yeah. Oh, dude, Hereditary is so good.
It's so good.
I completely forgot about that movie.
I love that fucking
God,
movie.
that's a good one.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorite movies? Give us like your favorite horror movie recommendation.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you watched all of the Paranormal Activity movies?
I sure have not.
Have you watched more than just the first one?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I've watched a couple at least.
I feel like I've only seen the first one. I don't remember for sure, though.
I think I saw the second one and it was like the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's what, 6 of them?
7.
7 of them.
Yeah, we looked it up last night.
That's
'cause
right. Because we saw a list of them on
there were
on
so
the
many.
streaming
And I was
service.
like, how many total are there? There's fucking 7.
Why?
That's absurd.
And I feel like it's
There's
gotta
al-
be the same song and dance.
And there's only so many things you can do with that same concept, you know?
What's that about?
Ugh.
God, guys.
You know another good one?
What?
The Blair Witch Project.
That is a great movie.
so
and
good.
you know what? We live in Colorado.
Yeah, we do.
And the Stanley Hotel, The Shining was based on that hotel.
Yeah,
guys.
dude. Yeah.
It wasn't actually filmed there, but
Yeah.
it was based on that hotel.
You've been there, right?
I have. I took myself on a little walking tour. I don't know if I was supposed to, but
You took yourself?
Yeah. Well, like I had a friend with me. I think it was me and somebody,
Oh.
a friend from the days, and just walked around the hotel. Like didn't ask anybody if they could show us around.
Interesting. Have you ever
And-
done one of the guided tours?
I haven't.
Wow.
I want
We
to,
should
though.
do one someday.
I know we
I
should.
think it's like $20 a person.
That's
It's not bad.
You've been on a bunch of them?
Yeah, we've been a couple times.
That's pretty cool. We got to stay there, too, and see if we get any ghost activity.
Yeah.
Come on.
The guided tour is cool because they, like, take you under where all the pipes run and stuff, and it's really actually creepy.
I'm sure. Yeah. I don't really like crawl spaces.
Yeah, it's a little claustrophobic, but
yeah,
it's
and
fun.
like dark and webs and all ickies.
They walk through there often enough that there's not webs and stuff because they do multiple tours a day.
That makes sense. I'm sure it's especially popping this time of year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that honestly, it's been a couple years since I went, so it's probably like $50 a person now. Yeah, with the economy.
Inflation, come on. Yeah, but we should go. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we should.
And plan a night to stay there. Maybe we have a girls'
very
spooky
expensive.
Night. I know. Yeah,
we could do it though.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
come on. Well, Sarah.
Yeah,
I have another question for you.
Okay, tell me.
Do you, my friend, have any spooky ghost stories?
Oh,
have you had any ghost encounters?
Oh. I do. I have some stories. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you?
I do.
Wow. I knew that.
We didn't already talk about this at all.
And we haven't talked about it in real life either.
Over the 15 years we've known each other.
Yeah, I've got a couple stories.
Okay, well, tell me one.
Well, the first one is kind of like a couple stories in one. Okay. So buckle up.
Package deal.
Okay. So when I was young,
yeah,
I'm still young, damn it. When I was younger, we lived in this townhouse in Wheat Ridge.
Okay.
And yeah. I don't know why it's important to tell you that.
That's great.
But also, sidetrack, my mom has this thing where she's like neurotic about doors have to be closed. Like cupboard doors and drawers have to be closed, or it drives her insane.
I get
so you go in the kitchen, you grab a cup, you close the fucking door.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Yeah. I'm the same way,
my
if you can't tell.
Does it to me too. And my ADHD is like, no, they're fine.
I hate you.
It's just like a thing in the back of my head that goes away. Like it doesn't exist anymore if I walk away.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway.
I just don't like I don't know. I don't know how people are the way that you are.
I rarely do it. Rarely.
Okay.
And most of the time it's while I'm still in the kitchen and I look and I'm like, oh shit, and close it.
That's fair. Yeah. I just like get in the cupboard, grab what I need, and close it immediately.
That's me most of the time, Sarah.
Okay.
It's just occasional.
Anyways, that's not important.
Stop fighting me. Yeah.
So in this townhouse.
Okay.
My mom and I are home alone one day. I'm very young. I don't even remember this. It's just what my mom has told me.
Yeah. Fair.
So I'm like not old enough to reach up into the cupboards and all of the drawers to open them myself.
Yeah.
So my mom leaves the kitchen, everything's closed, and goes back in a little while later, and every single cabinet in the kitchen and every drawer is open. Every single one of them.
No.
Closes them, leaves again, goes back a little while later, and every single door is open again.
I hate that. Especially, like, drawers? Come on.
Yeah.
These feel harder to open.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Spooky shit.
Ugh.
I don't know how long that went on, but it was like the entire time we were living there. There would be random cabinets would open and...
Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
In the same townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little while later. I actually remember this. This is my story.
Oh my God. First person account.
Yeah. My brother is having a sleepover with some friends.
Yeah.
We're in the living room watching movies, and I'm like hanging out with the boys.
As you do as the little sister.
Yes. And we have a glass entertainment center that's got like glass doors on it.
Yeah.
So you can see reflections and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're sitting there watching movies, and I think we like turned the TV off and went to lay down to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I like looked at the glass doors, and there was a reflection of a creepy ass lady. Like, her proportions were off too, so she wasn't like a normal person. She was like really tall and lanky and had this face that was like sunken in and yeah. And like black and white.
No.
Yes. No color, nothing.
Nope.
But she was just standing there ominously, like looking down at us all. And I was like, ugh. But I'm like a little kid. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to be, annoying and be like, ah! I'm trying to look cool in front of my brother's friends.
Of course.
So I just like laid my head back down and was like, oh, well.
Guess if we get got.
Oh, well.
Ew.
So, yeah.
Ugh. Bad vibes.
Yeah, really icky.
I didn't like that.
I don't either. And ever since then, I have to tell you, sitting here, there's a TV over here, y'all, that like reflects kind of, and I can't look at it. It creeps me the fuck out. And when I like walk out of rooms, if there's a mirror behind me, I cannot turn around because I'm so scared there's going to be something in the mirror or in like any reflection.
Yeah.
Ugh. Scares me.
Ugh. Got like a chill up the back of my neck. Rude.
Yeah.
Well, gross. I'm glad you're alive.
Me too.
You survived it.
I didn't get got.
That's probably good.
Yeah, tell me one of your ghost stories.
Well, Sarah, I lived in a weird house for some time, from like middle school to end of high school. Sort of middle of high school. That doesn't matter. But this house, I don't know the history of it, like what had happened in the house prior to us buying it, but there was a lot of things that happened just cyclically and often in the house that were weird, and then some bigger events. But we always heard footsteps going up and down the hallway. And my stepdad said on more than one occasion that he thought he saw like an old woman walking up and down the hallway. So much so like that the dogs noticed and would perk up and get concerned. We had like knocking on walls when there wasn't anyone on the other side of the wall, or like faucets that would turn on in the middle of the night or just be on in the middle of the night, and we never like saw them turn on or turned them on. I
have to interrupt you really quick because that happened here once. Do you not remember that? And we were drinking the night before, so I can't say that it was ghosty shit, but I wasn't like so drunk that I wouldn't remember. Yeah. I don't think you were either. But we went to bed, woke up the next night, and your husband was like, "Why did you leave this fucking sink on?" And there was like stuff from the medicine cabinet in the sink. Do you not remember this?
No.
Maybe I'm crazy, but we'll have to ask Ethan about it.
We have to ask him. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like we would have done that unless we were like really.
And I don't feel like we were like blacked out.
Weird. Yeah. But yeah, faucets would be on.
Anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay. And just like hearing weird noises throughout the house, and on more than one occasion, my mom like hung crucifixes on the wall because she was all like, "We need to bless this space. We need to freaking." I don't even know what I'm trying to say. you know, make sure it's not evil ghosts.
Yeah,
whatever they do to do that, and
sage it. I don't know.
Maybe that's it. And
smudge stick.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah,
she had a freaking priest come and pray in our house.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, but we had crucifixes on the wall, of which like multiple times fell off of the wall on their own accord.
Ooh.
Ones that the nail hole is like the hole, and then you slide it down into a smaller slit.
Yeah, so that you can't just pull it right off.
Yeah, so it would have had to been lifted and pulled off.
Ugh.
Yeah, that happened a couple times. But the more bigger events. One night. I was not home, so this is an account. So maybe everyone's lying to me. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it was my stepdad at the time had a couple kids. I have a sister, and the kids were in bed. It was probably not too long after their bedtime. And the telltale footsteps happened down the hallway, loud enough that dogs like perked up and went to investigate.
Yeah.
And they made their way down the hallway towards the bedrooms, and my sister and stepbrother were sleeping on a bunk bed. And within seconds of the footsteps having passed, they heard like a scream from the children's bedroom.
Ugh.
Blood curdling scream.
Ugh. I know how this story ends, and I'm uncomfortable.
Right? Ran in, of course, freaked the heck out, like, what's happening? And to lay the land a little bit, my stepbrother was on the top bunk, and it had railings on all four sides, but between each of the railings, like the side and the end railings, there's probably like 1.5 foot gap to like get in and out of the bed, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And he was hanging feet first out of his top bunk, holding on to the railings by both of his arms, as if he were pulled by his feet out of his freaking bed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm so uncomfortable.
I know. Gives me the willies.
I'm like all fine and dandy with ghosts, but when they can touch you.
Yeah, no thanks.
Hefty no thanks.
I know. Yeah, in the same house, my mom also saw a black figure standing in the kitchen. She like got up one night to get water, and there was just a shadowy black figure that was like short with really abnormally long arms. And as soon as she looked away, it went away. But like glimpsing that, no, thank you.
Absolutely not.
I know.
Ugh.
I have another one, but do you have another one?
I do.
Okay, tell me.
So when I was a kid, again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, kids are more open to this kind of shit, I guess.
They sure are.
Although I'm, like, pretty open. Come talk to me, ghosts.
Say hey.
Hey. But when I was a kid, like a very little kid, I think I had just started talking, maybe. I mean, I talked enough to say, bye, Grandpa. So I can at least talk a little bit. But I'm sleeping. And then all of a sudden I wake up and I'm crying and my mom comes in to like soothe me or whatever, get me to go back to sleep. And I calmed down finally and looked out the window and said, bye, Grandpa. And the very next morning, my mom and dad got a call that my dad's dad had passed away that night. Ugh. So he came to see me before he left. And I said, bye, Grandpa.
Yeah, kids are weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I feel like my sister was weird when she was a kid.
She was a weird kid.
Yeah. But she would, like, say that there was an old lady in her curtains all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, talk to it. She would ask my mom, like, can you tell the old lady to go away? And would talk to corners as if there was someone there. And told my mom while in a bath at, like, 2 years old that she had died once. Like, weird shit. I don't know what it is about kids.
Yeah.
Kids and dogs, though. They say that they're more in tune to that kind of thing. And I'm like, if my daughter starts saying some weird shit when she gets a little older,
yeah,
guess we'll see.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What she has to say, I know.
We had a friend in high school, too, who had an imaginary friend when he was a kid that ended up not being an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
He was real.
Yeah, apparently it turned out that George, or whatever his name was, had died in his room. And our friend had been talking to him for some years and, like, eventually found out that had happened. Yeah. Like, there's a whole documentary about it, guys.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I want to find that and watch it.
I know. I feel like I did watch it in high school, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
Like, where to even start. There.
Right.
Yeah. But my other one is weird, too.
Okay.
So in the same house.
Yeah.
It was close to Halloween, and we had just got done carving our pumpkins.
Yeah.
As you do. And we're going outside to take pictures. And so we put the pumpkins on the freaking porch and lit them. And my mom took pictures of my sister and I. And when she looked back at them, all of the lights coming from the pumpkins and even the doorknob light. Nope. Doorbell light. We're all streaming up in like small streams. The lights from the pumpkins looking like hands streaming upwards. And no matter who took the picture, no matter what phone we took it on, this kept happening.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the hell is going on? And then ended up taking the pictures and like put them on the computer so we could blow it up and look at them. And we had a like glass pane next to our front door. And in the glass pane, you could like very clearly see a random face.
Yeah.
Of which my mom thought was her dead sister. Because my mom's sister died when my mom was 20. And my mom would like smell her randomly around the house. Like a mix of leather and cigarettes and whatever else.
Yeah.
But like, what the hell?
Yeah. You showed me those pictures and that's fucking creepy.
Yeah. That was weird as hell.
Like I've never seen light behave like that in a picture before.
That?
Yeah.
That was the weird
They were all like streaming towards your mom, weren't they?
Or like up towards, I don't remember. Because it was pictures of my sister and I to start.
Okay.
I feel like they may have been streaming up towards the face or whatever that was in the window.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Maybe
I don't remember, but ugh.
Ugh.
I wonder if those still exist. I want to look at them again and see if it like is true or not.
Yeah.
Or if it's just a weird memory that I have that is like not quite it.
No, I mean you showed me the pictures and I very distinctly remember seeing the face in the window.
Yeah.
And how clear it was.
I know.
And it's clear that it's not like an actual person that's like on the other side of the window fucking with you or something.
No.
Ugh.
And we like brought my stepdad out to make him take pictures. Like all of us tried it. And it was like a weird, seemingly very clear message that the person was like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Ugh. Creepy vibes.
For sure. I had a recent one too, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's paranormal, but it felt like it.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So in my most recent apartment, shortly after my ex and I split up and he left, there was one night I like had just gone to bed, and okay, you remember the windows in that apartment and how they were like double windows? So there was like a window that you could open on the inside, but it would still be closed on the outside. Yeah. But you could open the outside too. Yes. And there was like probably 6 inches of space in between each window. I don't know why that's important. But
weird windows.
Kind of weird, yeah. Yeah. So one night I had just gotten into bed, and all of a sudden there was this banging on my window. Ugh. On the outside window. And I like jumped out of bed thinking like I'm like ready to call the cops because I thought maybe it's my ex or maybe it's someone fucking with me. I don't know. Right. But whoever it is, I don't want any part of it. Right. Open the window and there's no one there. Ugh. At all. And it happened multiple times, and it was always like right after I had gotten into bed. And every single time I would get up and look outside and there's no one there.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
I hate that.
So creepy. That place has bad vibes anyways. Yeah, and so I wouldn't be surprised if I was like attracting some sort of
weird energy.
Bad energy.
Yeah, that was a weird place. That's fair. But dang.
Yeah.
Icky.
Ooh, I'm so uncomfortable just thinking about it.
I know. Yeah, but do you guys have any crazy ghost stories? Yeah. I want to know about them.
I do too. Tell me? Please tell us.
I'm so fascinated in that crap.
I am too.
And my husband is the biggest cynic, so I got to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And the internet.
For sure.
Tell me things, guys.
Yeah. This world is universe is too large for us to be the only like sentient beings.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
And I always think about like energy can't be created or destroyed. Mm-hmm. So like either it's funneled back in, and very much a believer of a reincarnation vibe.
Oh, for sure.
And if not that, then like where's it going? Is it just hanging out? Being like, I'm stuck here. And why does that happen if it is?
Maybe we get a choice.
Yeah.
You never know.
I want to stay myself, but a ghost.
I'm not ready to leave this reality, so I'm gonna stay here for a while and haunt the bitches that fucked with me. Or I want to start over.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, let us know yours. I'd love to hear them.
I would love to. I wish there was a way for us to know, like, what was I in my past life?
Yeah.
Who was I?
Would love to know.
Did I murder people?
Maybe.
I might have.
You're pretty evil. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to know too. But also I feel like it'd be overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And,
And what's the point in knowing? Like, it's not like you can do anything about it.
I want so many answers, but then I'm like, what do I do with them if I get them?
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway, do you guys believe in ghosts? And if not, what are you doing here? Just kidding. You can
get out of here, I guess.
But now, guys, we're switching gears a little.
Woo!
This episode obviously is very different than our normal content.
Yeah.
But today we decided to read some scary short stories.
Yeah, we did.
At least one.
Yeah.
We might do 2. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see where we're at. How we're feeling after the first one.
Yeah.
So.
But after scouring lists of public domain horror short stories, we settled on some Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, we did.
Because, well, he's well known for writing
creepy.
Them. Yeah, he's creepy. And we're gonna read one for you.
Yeah, we are.
And just don't come for me, because 1, reading aloud is hard. 2, this is very old English vibes. 3, this story gave us a disclaimer at the beginning that was like, hey, you might be offended because it does not at all fall in line with like our social
standards. Yeah.
So we'll see. We haven't read it. We don't know what it's about. And we're going in blind.
Yeah.
And we're just going to chat about it.
Yeah.
And have fun reading it. Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to try to have fun with it.
Yeah. Shit. Hopefully you guys have fun too.
Yeah. So stick around. Listen in. Get cozy.
Grab a drink.
And a blankie.
And a snack. And
all the things that you're supposed to. Come on. You could paint.
Yeah.
Draw.
Yeah.
Do a puzzle.
Just make sure you're paying attention to us.
Jeez.
Look at me.
Come on. If you're on YouTube. But
listen to me.
Both. Do both.
Yeah.
But this one is called Mesmeric Revelation.
Yeah.
And we've only read the synopsis.
Yeah.
So if you know the story, great. If you don't, sorry, because this might be terrible.
Yeah, we don't know it either, so join the club.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Happy Halloween, friends.
Happy Halloween.
Ooh.
I was going to just move on, and then it had to happen. All right, guys, let's do it. Whatever doubt may still envelope the rationale of mesmerism, which is hypnotism,
yes,
by the way.
Yes.
It's startling facts. Startling. Yeah. Let me just start over. My God. The first sentence in. Whatever doubt may still envelope the rationale of mesmerism, its startling facts are now almost universally admitted. Of these latter, those who doubt are your mere doubters by profession, an unprofitable and disreputable tribe. There can be no more absolute waste of time than the attempt to prove at the present day that man, by mere exercise of will, can so impress his fellow as to cast him into an abnormal condition, of which the phenomena resemble very closely those of death, or at least resemble them more nearly than they do the phenomena of any other normal condition within our cognizance. That, while in this state, the person so impressed employs only the effort and then feebly the external organs of sense, yet perceives with keenly refined perception, and through channels supposed unknown, matters beyond the scope of the physical organs. That, moreover, his intellectual faculties are wonderfully exalted and invigorated. That his sympathies with the person so impressing him are profound. And finally, that his susceptibility to the impression increases with its frequency, while in the same proportion, the peculiar phenomena elicited are more extended and more pronounced. That was one sentence.
I was just going to ask, was that all one sentence?
I'm out of breath.
Holy
I'm tired
moly.
and winded.
The end.
The end. Bye-bye. Jokes. I say that these, which are the laws of mesmerism in its general features, it would be supererogation to demonstrate, nor shall I inflict upon my readers so needless a demonstration today. My purpose at present is a very different one, indeed. I am impelled, even in the teeth of a world of prejudice, to detail without comment the very remarkable substance of a colloquy occurring between a sleepwaker and myself. I had been long in the habit of mesmerizing the person in question, Mr. Van Kirk, and the usual acute susceptibility and exaltation of the mesmeric perception had supervened. For many months he had been laboring under confirmed phthisis, the more distressing effects of which had been relieved by my manipulations, and on the night of Wednesday, the 15th instant, I was summoned to his bedside.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was waiting for the interjection. The invalid was suffering with acute pain in the region of the heart and breathed with great difficulty, having all the ordinary symptoms of asthma. In spasms such as these, he had usually found relief from the application of mustard to the nervous centers, but tonight this had been attempted in vain. Mustard?
Mustard?
Like Dijon? Yellow
mustard?
Grainy mustard? What?
Why mustard?
You put it on the place that hurts, guys?
Maybe it's
science? Because it says
an herb. Because I know they have mustard
the nervous centers.
Seed.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's like a paste they make.
I don't know.
Back in the day.
I'm
like, did they even have Dijon mustard in the 1800s?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Maybe they didn't use it as a condiment at that point.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody educate us.
Yeah.
As I entered his room, he greeted me with a cheerful smile, and although evidently in much bodily pain, appeared to be mentally quite at ease.
Yay.
Good for him. He's chilling, minus the pain.
Yay, Mr.
Van Kirk.
Van Kirk, thank you.
I sent for you tonight, he said, not so much to administer to my bodily ailment as to satisfy me concerning certain psychical impressions which, of late, have occasioned me much anxiety and surprise. Occasioned me. I need not tell you how skeptical I have hitherto been on the topic of the soul's immortality. I cannot deny that there has always existed, as if in that very soul which I have been denying, a vague self-sentiment of its own existence. But this half-sentiment at no time amounted to conviction. With it my reason had nothing to do. All attempts at logical inquiry resulted, indeed, in leaving me more skeptical than before. I had been advised to study cousin. Who's cousin?
Cousin? Why are you studying your cousin? That's weird.
I'm like, it has to be like a philosopher or something, perhaps.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
Let's read on.
Yeah.
I studied him in his own works as well as in those of his European and American echoes. The Charles L. Wood of Mr. Brownson, for example, was placed in my hands. I read it with profound attention. Throughout, I found it logical, but the proportions which were not merely logical were unhappily the initial arguments of the disbelieving hero of the book. In his summing it up, seemed evident to me that the reasoner had not even succeeded in convincing himself. His end had plainly forgotten his beginning, like the government of Trinculo. Yeah.
Good job.
In short, I was not long in perceiving that if man is to be intellectually convinced of his own immortality, he will never be so convinced by the mere abstractions which have been so long the fashion of the moralists of England, of France, and of Germany. Abstractions may amuse and exercise, but take no hold on the mind. Here upon earth, at least, philosophy, I am persuaded, will always in vain call upon us to look upon qualities as things. The will may assent, the soul, the intellect, never. Interesting.
Wow.
What? I repeat then that I only half felt and never intellectually believed, but latterly there has been a certain deepening of the feeling until it has come so nearly to resemble the acquiescence of reason that I find it difficult to distinguish between the two. I am enabled to plainly to trace this effect of the mesmeric influence. I cannot better explain my meaning than by the hypothesis that the mesmeric exaltation enables me to perceive a train of ratiocination which in my abnormal existence convinces, but which, in full accordance with the mesmeric phenomena, does not extend, except through its effect, into my normal condition. In sleepwalking, the reasoning and its conclusion, the cause and its effect, are present together. In my natural state, the cause vanishing, the effect only, and perhaps only partially, remains. These considerations have led me to think that some good results might ensue from a series of well-directed questions propounded to me while mesmerized. You have often observed the profound self-cognizance evinced by the sleep-waker, the extensive knowledge he displays upon all points relating to the mesmeric condition itself, and from this self-cognizance may be deduced hints for the proper conduct of catechism. Catechism? Catechism?
Cactism?
Cactus. He wants to be hypnotized and ask questions about the soul?
Yeah.
To see if he can uncover some answers.
Same.
Oh, you want to do that together?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. I consented. This is the narrator now. I consented, of course, to make this experiment. A few passes threw Mr. Van Kirk into the mesmeric sleep. His breathing became immediately more easy, and he seemed to suffer no physical uneasiness. The following conversation then ensued. V is Van Kirk. P is the narrator.
Okay.
V. I said that, and the next sentence is V in the dialogue representing the patient, and P, myself. P. Are you asleep? V. Yes. No, I would rather sleep more soundly. P, after a few more passes. Do you sleep now? V. Yes. P, how do you think your present illness will result? V. After a long hesitation and speaking as if with effort, I must die.
Oh.
P. I know, what? V. Relax. P. Does the idea of death afflict you? V. Very quickly. No. P. Are you pleased with the prospect? V. If I were awake, I should like to die, but now it is no matter. The mesmeric condition is so near death as to content me.
Ugh.
What? P. I wish you would explain yourself, Mr. Van Kirk. V. I am willing to do so, but it requires more effort than I feel able to make. You do not question me properly. What then shall I ask? You must begin at the beginning. P. The beginning? But where is the beginning? V. You know that the beginning is God. This was said in a low, fluctuating tone and with every sign of the most profound veneration. P. What then is God? V, hesitating for many minutes. I cannot tell. P, is not God spirit? V, while I was awake, I knew what you meant by spirit, but now it seems only a word. Such, for instance, as truth, beauty, equality, I mean. P, is not God immaterial? V, there is no immateriality. It is a mere word. That which is not matter is not at all, unless qualities are things. P, is God then material? V, no. This reply startled me very much. P, what then is he? V, after a long pause and mutteringly, I see, but it is a thing difficult to tell. He is not spirit, for he exists, nor is he matter as you understand it, but there are gradations of matter of which man knows nothing. The grosser impelling the finer pervading the grosser. The atmosphere, for example, impels the electric principle, while the electric principle permeates the atmosphere. These gradations of matter increase in rarity or finesse until we arrive at a matter unparticled, without particles indivisible. One, and here the law of impulsion and permeation is modified. The ultimate or unparticled matter not only permeates all things, but impels all things, and thus is all things within itself. This matter is God. What men attempt to embody in the world thought is this matter in motion. What? What did you get out of that?
That's a lot. I am brain hurt.
Matter. Unparticled matter. So, not matter. Not only permeates all things, but impels all things, and thus is all things within itself. So that's God. And also thought in the matter, if the matter is in motion. Okay, anyway, let's carry on, I suppose. P, the metaphysicians maintain that all action is reducible to motion and thinking, and that the latter is the origin of the former. V, yes, and I now see the confusion of idea. Motion is the action of mind, not of thinking. The unparticled matter, or God, in quiescence, is, as nearly as we can conceive it, what men call mind. And the power of self-movement, equivalent in effect to human volition, is, in the unparticled matter, the result of its unity in omniprevalence. How I know not, and now clearly see that I shall never know, but the unparticled matter, set in motion by a law or quality existing within itself, is thinking. So God is thought.
Ugh.
That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What? P, can you give me no more precise idea of what you term the unparticled matter? Yeah, tell us what that is.
Tell me about the unparticled matter.
My goodness. The matters of which man is cognizant escape the senses in gradation. We have, for example, a metal, a piece of wood, a drop of water, the atmosphere, a gas, caloric, electricity, the luminiferous ether. Now we call all these things matter and embrace all matter in one general definition. But in spite of this, there can be no two ideas more essentially distinct than that which we attach to a metal and that which we attach to the luminiferous ether. When we reach the latter, we feel an almost irresistible inclination to class it with spirit or with nihility. The only consideration which restrains us in our conception of its atomic constitution, and here even we have to seek aid from our notion of an atom as something possessing an infinite minuteness, solidity, palpability, weight. Destroy the idea of the atomic constitution, and we should no longer be able to regard the ether as an entity, or at least as matter. For want of a better word, we might term it spirit. Take now a step beyond the luminiferous ether. Conceive a matter as much more rare than the ether, as this ether is more rare than the metal, and we arrive at once, in spite of all the school dogmas, at a unique mass, an unparticled matter. So the spirit?
Mm-hmm.
For although we may admit infinite littleness in the atoms themselves, the infinitude of littleness as the spaces between them is an absurdity. There will be a degree of rarity at which, if the atoms are sufficiently numerous, the interspaces must vanish and the mass absolutely coalesce. But the consideration of the atomic constitution being now taken away, the nature of the mass inevitably glides into what we conceive of spirit. So if there's enough matter or atoms, then they collide and become spirit.
Mm-hmm.
The space in between is gone.
Yeah.
It is clear, however, that it is as fully matter as before. The truth is, it is impossible to conceive spirit, since it is impossible to imagine what is not. When we flatter ourselves that we have formed its conception, we have merely deceived our understanding by the consideration of infinitely rarefied matter. P. Back to the narrator. There seems to me an insurmountable objection to the idea of absolute coalescence, and that is the very slight resistance experienced by the heavenly bodies in their revolutions through space. A resistance now ascertained, it is true, to exist in some degree, but which is, nevertheless, so slight as to have been quite overlooked by the sagacity even of Newton. So, heavenly bodies, I'm assuming, is space stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they...
I mean, I would assume so, too.
Yeah. They have resistance between them. They can't come together.
Yeah.
The pull from things is what I'm assuming is going on here.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the resistance of bodies is chiefly in proportion to their density. Absolute coalescence is absolute density. Where there are no interspaces, there can be no yielding. An ether absolutely dense would put an infinitely more effectual stop to the progress of a star than would an ether of adamant or of iron. V. How you following along? Damn, Poe.
This
Maybe
is
I'm not smart enough.
not at all what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
It is. Shall we carry on?
Yeah.
We're this far in. I guess we gotta know what happened.
We have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
V, this is back to Van Kirk.
Yeah.
Your objection is answered with an ease which is nearly in the ratio of its apparent unanswerability. As regards the progress of the star, it can make no difference whether the star passes through the ether or the ether through it. There is no astronomical error more unaccountable than that which reconciles the known retardation of the comets with the idea of their passage through an ether. There's no astronomical error more unaccountable than that reconciles the known retardation of the comets with the idea of their passage through an ether. For however rare this ether be supposed, it would put a stop to all sidereal revolution in a very far briefer period than has been admitted by those astronomers who have endeavored to slur over a point which they found it impossible to comprehend. The retardation actually experienced is, on the other hand, about that which might be expected from the friction of the ether in the instantaneous passage through the orb. In one case, the retarding force is momentary and complete within itself. In the other, it is endlessly accumulative.
Okay.
So this ether he was talking about is the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the spirit slows down the comet passing through it is kind of what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is the spirit in space?
Why is it floating around? I think it's just an example about the spectral friction of the ether and the instantaneous passage through the orb. In the one case, the retarding force is momentary and completely within itself. In the other, it is endlessly accumulative. I don't know, man.
All right, cool.
P. But in all this, in this identification of mere matter with God, is there nothing of irreverence? I was forced to repeat this question before the sleep waker fully comprehended my meaning. V. Can you say why matter should be less reverence than mind? But you forget that the matter of which I speak is in all respects the very mind or spirit of the schools. So far as regards its high capacities, and is moreover the matter of these schools at the same time. God, with all the powers attributed to spirit, is but the perfection of matter. Interesting.
Okay.
Did that make sense in your brain?
Yes. No. Yes and no.
God is the perfection of matter.
Yeah.
Okay. P. You assert then that the unparticled matter in motion is thought. So matter stationary is God. In motion is thought. God is thought.
Perfected
Perfected. B. In general, this motion is the universal thought of the universal mind. This thought creates. All created things are but the thoughts of God. No.
All created things are but the thoughts of God.
Yeah. This thought creates. Interesting. P. You say, in general. V. Yes, the universal mind is God. For new individualities, matter is necessary. P. But now you speak of mind and matter as do the metaphysicians. V. Yes, to avoid confusion. When I say mind, I mean the unparticled or ultimate matter, which is the one that moves. Thought. By matter, I intend all ease. P. You were saying that for new individualities, matter is necessary. V. Yes, for mind, existing unincorporate is merely God. To create individual thinking beings, it was necessary to incarnate portions of the divine mind. Thus, man is individualized. Divestead of corporate vestiture, he were God. Now the let me slow down. Now, the particle motion of the incarnated portions of the unparticled matter is the thought of man, as the motion of the whole is that of God. Okay. So, like, part of the matter that is God creates these individualities, and that matter and movement is their thoughts.
Right.
And the motion of all of it is God.
Yeah.
Is the thought of God. P. You say that divested of the body, man will be God? Oh, interesting conclusion. V. I could not have said this. It is an absurdity. P. You did say that divested of corporate investiture, man were God. So when they're not incorporated together,
they are God.
What? But then I thought the collective was God. V. And this is true. Man thus divested would be God. Would be unindividualized, but he can never be thus divested, at least never will be. Else we must imagine an action of God returning upon itself, a purposeless and futile action. Man is a creature. Creatures are thoughts of God. It is the nature of thought to be irrevocable.
Okay.
P. I do not comprehend. I feel you, P. You say that man will never put off the body. Will never leave his body. V. I say that he will never be bodiless. P. Explain. Thank you. V. There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. What we call death is but the painful metamorphosis. Our present incarnation is progressive, preparatory, temporary. Our future is perfected, ultimate, immortal. The ultimate life is the full design. That's a very interesting statement, Gabriel Van Kirk.
Yeah.
I like the comparison of what we call death is metamorphosis. Like the butterflies after death.
Yeah.
Dude.
I like that too. That's the first thing that I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Honestly. Hear me out. I think I'm pretty intelligent.
Same.
Are you following, friends?
I'm very confused.
Well, he's hypnotized, trying to figure out what God is.
The
soul.
Yeah. I want someone to rewrite this in like modern speak.
Yeah. Can you make it make sense to me? Thank you. Okay. We're moving on.
Yes.
P. But of the worm's metamorphosis, we are palpably cognizant. V. We certainly, but not the worm. The matter of which our rudimental body is composed is within the ken of the organs of that body. Or more distinctly, our rudimental organs are adapted to the matter of which is formed the rudimental body, but not to that of which the ultimate is composed. The ultimate body thus escapes our rudimental senses, and we perceive only the shell which falls in decaying from the other form, not that inner form itself. But this inner form, as well as the shell, is appreciable by those who have already acquired the ultimate life. So the worm does not know that it's going on to its ultimate life.
Right.
It just does it on instinct.
Right.
Or because it has to. P. You have often said that the mesmeric state very nearly resembles death. How is this? V. When I say that it resembles death, I mean that it resembles the ultimate life. For when I am entranced, the senses of my rudimental life are in abeyance, and I perceive external things differently, without organs, through a medium which I shall employ in the ultimate unorganized life. P. Unorganized? V. Yes. Organs are contrivances by which the individual is brought into sensible relation with particular classes and forms of matter, to the exclusion of other classes and forms. The organs of man are adapted to his rudimental condition and to that only. His ultimate condition, being unorganized, is of unlimited comprehension in all points but one, the nature of the volition of God. That is to say, the motion of the unparticled matter. You will have a distinct idea of the ultimate body by conceiving it to be entire brain. This it is not, but a conception of this nature will bring you near comprehension of what it is. A luminous body imparts vibration to the luminiferous ether. The vibrations generate similar ones within the retina. These again communicate similar ones to the optic nerve. The nerve conveys similar ones to the brain also similar ones to the unparticled matter which permeates it, that being thought. The motion of this latter is thought. I filled it in too early. Of which perception is the first undulation. This is the mode by which the mind of the rudimental life communicates with the external world. And this external world is, to the rudimental life, limited through the idiosyncrasy of its organs. So you can only perceive as much as your organs, being your rudimental form, can perceive.
Right.
Like, we don't have echolocation.
Right.
Or night vision. But in the ultimate unorganized life, the external world reaches the whole body, which is of a substance having affinity to brain, as I have said, with no other intervention than that of an infinitely rarer ether than even the luminiferous. And to this ether, in unison with it, the whole body vibrates, setting in motion the unparticled matter which permeates it. It is to the absence of idiosyncratic organs, therefore, that we must attribute the nearly unlimited perception of the ultimate life. To rudimental beings, organs are the cages necessary to confine them until fledged. So I'm taking this as like your physical form is limiting. You can't reach ultimate life in it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Because death is our metamorphosis.
Yeah.
P. You speak of rudimental beings. Are there other rudimental thinking beings than man? V. The multitudinous conglomeration of rare matter into nebula, planets, suns, and other bodies which are neither nebula, suns, nor planets, okay, is for the sole purpose of supplying pabulum for the idiosyncrasy of the organs of an infinity of rudimental beings. But for the necessity of the rudimental prior to the ultimate life, there would have been no bodies such as these. Each of these is tenanted by a distinct variety of organic rudimental thinking creatures. Oh, tenanted, like a tenant. Each of these bodies, there's creatures on them. Got it. And all the organs vary with the features of the place. Tenanted. Why is that hard for me? At death or metamorphosis, these creatures, enjoying the ultimate life, immortality, and cognizant of all secrets but the one, act all things and pass everywhere but by mere volition. Indwelling not the stars which to us seem the sole palpabilities, and for the accommodation of which we blindly deem space created, but that space itself, that infinity of which the truly substantive vastness swallows up the star shadows, blotting them out as non-entities for the perception of the angels. What?
You lost me again, Poe.
One. So they don't know the volition of God, indwelling not with the stars which to us seem the sole palpabilities, and for the accommodation of which we blindly deem space created, but that space itself, that infinity of which the truly substantive vastness swallows up the star shadows, blotting them out as non-entities from the perception of angels. So they perceive all of the stuff in between, whereas we look at like the stars. Okay. P. You say that, but for the necessity. You say that, but for the necessity of the rudimental life, there would have been no stars. But why is this necessity? V. In the inorganic life, as well as in the inorganic matter generally, there is nothing to impede the action of one simple, unique law, the divine volition. With the view of producing impediment, the organic life and matter, complex, substantial, and law-encumbered, were contrived. P. But again, why need this impediment have been produced? V. The result of law inviolate is perfection, right, negative happiness. The result of law violate is imperfection, wrong, positive pain. Through the impediments offered by the number, complexity, and substantiality of the laws of organic life and matter, the violation of law is rendered, to a certain extent, practicable. Thus, pain, which in the inorganic life is impossible, is possible in the organic. Excuse me?
I feel like these words do not belong together in one sentence.
The result of law inviolate is perfection, right? Negative happiness. With a view of producing impediment, the organic life and matter were contrived. Impediment being imperfection, wrong, positive. Producing impediment. Okay. Anyway, the not ultimate life beings experience pain. The inorganic, or the organic life, I should say. P. But to what good end is pain thus rendered possible? V. All things are either good or bad by comparison. A sufficient analysis would show that pleasure, in all cases, is but the contrast of pain. Positive pleasure is a mere idea. To be happy at any one point, we must have suffered at the same. Never to suffer would have been never to have been blessed. But it has been shown that in the inorganic life, pain cannot be thus the necessity for the organic. The pain of the primitive life of earth is the sole basis of the bliss of the ultimate life in heaven. Okay. That made more sense to me.
For sure.
You have to experience pain in your organic life to then appreciate the bliss of your inorganic one.
Yeah, and you can't have your bliss without having felt pain.
Yeah.
So
in the same
you have to have your organic
situation. Yeah. Life.
To get to your
rudimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're getting there. P. Still, there is one of your expressions which I find it impossible to comprehend. The truly substantive vastness of infinity. V. This probably is because you have no sufficiently generic conception of the term substance itself. We must not regard it as a quality, but as a sentiment. It is the perception in thinking beings of the adaptation of matter to their organization. There are many things on the earth which would be nihility to the inhabitants of Venus, like nihilism. Many things visible and tangible in Venus, which we cannot be brought to appreciate as existing at all. But to the inorganic beings, to the angels, the whole of the unparticled matter is substance. That is to say, the whole of what we term space is to them the truest substantiality. The stars, meantime, through what we consider their materiality, escaping the angelic sense, just in proportion as the unparticled matter, through what we consider is immateriality, eludes the organic. So all the spaces in between the angels, which I am assuming is what he's now calling the people who've moved on to divine life,
right,
can see in space more substance, or like thought. The whole of the unparticled matter is substance. That is to say, the whole of what we term space is to them the truest substantiality. And he has coined unparticled substance as God, and also when it's in motion as thought.
Yes.
So the ultimate inorganic beings can see God where we cannot in space, whereas the stars for us are not visible to them or something.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
As the sleepwalker pronounced these latter words in a feeble tone, I observed on his countenance a singular expression which somewhat alarmed me, and induced me to wake him at once. No sooner had I done this than, with a bright smile, radiating all his features. It has an in front of it. Irradiating?
Irradiating.
That's a word?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Why not just irradiating? With a bright smile irradiating all his features, he fell back upon his pillow and expired.
What?
I noticed that in less than a minute afterward, his corpse had all the stern rigidity of stone. His brow was of the coldness of ice. Thus ordinarily should it have appeared, only after long pressure from Azrael's hand. Had the sleepwaker indeed during the latter portion of his discourse been addressing me from out of the region of the shadows.
Interesting.
That's all.
That was it?
Yeah.
Interesting. That is not at all what I expected it to be.
Same. And I feel like, one, it's Poe, so it's chunky and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
But it wasn't spooky.
That was guys. Not at all spooky.
It got me thinking a lot.
For sure.
I like that.
For sure.
In the way that he's talking of, existence after life.
Yes.
Being similar to metamorphosis.
I love that comparison.
Me too.
A lot.
Same. And it makes me think a lot.
Yeah.
And then having God be essentially everything.
Yes.
That then needs to unincorporate to produce some individuality.
Uh-huh.
But the movement of thought, or those particles that is God, is thought.
Yes. Yeah.
So, in essence, we are God.
We are God. A part of God.
Wow.
I know. Interesting.
But also he was dead. So is he talking to an angel come the end?
Maybe.
Was he dead the whole time?
Maybe he was talking to God.
Maybe he's talking to God.
We're God.
Because we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was like more fuck with my brain than Scary Story.
Yeah.
But also...
This is like psychological.
Yeah.
Not horror.
But now I'm going to stick with like, life is just, you're a caterpillar. And death is metamorphosis.
This body is my caterpillar, damn it.
I'm going to live by that now. Shit.
I love that. I really love
that. Well, damn, guys, I'm sorry. Was that spooky to you?
Yeah.
Because he might have been dead the whole time? And he may have been talking to God and or an angel.
Swing, swing, swing your ghost.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
This was on the list of like best spooky stories by Poe, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is. And we're just like dense.
Yeah, maybe to some people that's scary.
Like existential.
Yeah. But maybe. I'm like, fuck, I love that.
Yeah, me too. I love thinking about existence.
Yeah.
And what is.
And what happens after.
Me too.
And yeah, bitch, I am God.
That's right. That is right. But I think, honestly, that's all we have time for
I
today.
think so, too. I think if we read a whole nother one, it would be too much.
Another 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I felt like I was reading forever.
Yeah.
And we were both like, what the hell's going on?
But also keep going.
I know. But I felt like I kind of got it in the end.
Yeah. I think we got there.
All right.
Talking through it out loud helps.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And rereading things.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I just say? You know how like reading out loud, I do not comprehend nearly as well as if I'm reading quietly.
Because I'm so focused on making sure I say everything right.
Yes. Well, that and in this shit, there's like 50 words that I'm like, slow down.
Yeah.
I can pronounce them if I try really hard.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
I hope you have a really freaking fun holiday and do something exciting.
I hope so, too. Halloween is my favorite.
Yeah,
so.
And have been eating up the spooky fall vibes because we love them.
We do.
Yeah. But as you can see from our lovely
Say hello
deco.
to my little ghost.
But next week, you guys, what are we doing, Sarah?
Well, Danielle.
Sarah.
We're going to start reading...
Red
Rising. Thank you.
By Pierce Brown.
Yeah. We're going to read chapters 1 through 17.
Yeah, guys. We have yet to do sci-fi on this podcast.
I know. This is the first one. I'm excited.
I know.
We've been holding on to this one for a while,
we
too.
Have. And a lot of people have told us to read it.
Yeah.
So I know it's very good from what people say.
For sure.
So I'm excited to read it.
I am too. I love sci-fi.
Yeah. So get into it, friends. Chapters 1 through 17. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
I just have to say really quick that I think this lighting looks way better than what we normally have.
Do we need to have Halloween lights at all times?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we can replace them with Christmas lights at Christmas, but
right.
Halloween lights
otherwise.
Every
for the rest
other
of the
day.
Year. Every other day.
Yep.
But not every day. Just every other that isn't Christmas.
That's not what I meant, Danielle.
I know. I was fucking with you.
I'm gonna boop you.
Boop you.
Right in the face. Boop.
That's an aggressive boop.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But
anyways.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us for a bit.
Yeah.
And please find us on YouTube and frickin' Instagram and TikTok at Books and Crannies Podcast.
Yes.
And follow or subscribe and like and comment.
If
and
you're
turn on notification bells.
already on YouTube and you're listening, hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Or
and
else.
If you're listening on a podcast platform, leave us a review, please.
And rating.
Yeah. And
please.
rating.
I mean, they're probably the same, but do it, please.
Yeah. And we hope you have a really freaking good week.
Yeah.
And happy reading.
Happy reading.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Ooh.